If you feel lost, listen to this. If you're under tremendous financial pressure, you're broke right now, listen to this, because I got good news for you. Life can get better. And I actually want to introduce you to, I don't know how to put it, but maybe I'll call it a secret world that for almost 25 years I didn't even know existed, okay? But it's all around you right now. A small group of people in your city, they already know about this. Wherever you live in the world, every country in the world. So basically there's something like a secret society made up of people who are living a good life while most people in the world, life sucks. So let me explain. But before I do, I just want to tell you why I'm holding this. There's a present for you, or a package for you. And if you stay to the end, I might mail this to you. I got a few of them left, and yeah, this will change your life, what's in here. I spent 10 million bucks figuring out, and I'll give you a hint, it's a book. But it's not a book you can get in a bookstore. It's not a book you can get on Amazon. I'm the only one who has it, because I wrote it. So, before I talk about that book, let me just say this. Imagine for a second, all right, or imagine for a second what your life would be like if everything was perfect, right? Everybody daydreams about the perfect life. Let's talk about it. Let's say if everything was perfect right now, meaning you're making enough money to not have to worry about money. That's basically what it comes down to, right? You can do whatever you want, travel, you don't have a crappy job, you love your job, you're healthy, you're in the best shape of your life, you're in love, you know, you're just a happy person. You're happy and wealthy. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. You know that saying? So imagine if in the last 5 years, everything had worked out for you. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story of somebody that is the case. All right? And you know who he is, or you've heard of him. A kid who went from zero to making $1 billion. Actually, his first check he got was for $800 million. His first big check. And now he's worth about $4 billion. And he's married to a supermodel. So I'm talking about Evan Spiegel. He started Snapchat, right? Now, there's one problem with that story. How does it apply to our life? Because he had something that you and I didn't have, or you probably didn't have. Rich parents. He was born down the street. I'm in Beverly Hills now. He's in the next city over, Pacific Palisades. Both his parents were rich lawyers. They went to Ivy League college. I'm not sure, Yale or Harvard or something like that. And now the son, you know, Evan goes out, starts Snapchat, makes an $800 million bonus. Imagine getting a bonus check for $800 million. Some people get an $800 bonus or $8,000. He got an $800 million check. And along the way, you know, he's a happy guy. He has fun if you read about him. And he's just married Miranda Kerr, the Victoria's Secret supermodel. So life's not fair. Some people get it all. But if you're like me, you didn't get that. And I want to share with you this story, basically, of how understanding this secret society, you could call it, this inner circle, this inner world that's all around you in your city, that a few people are experiencing this amazing life, okay? But you and I don't know about it because no one taught it to us. And when I discovered it, like I said, I didn't know about it for the first 25 years of my life. But once I did, I was able to go from $100, actually less than $100, to making more than $10 million a year. I own different businesses. If you add them up, now it's way more than 10 million, but basically $100 to 10 million. And it came from understanding, and this is what I talk about, and I told you, some of you will get this book. Some of you won't. You can't buy it anywhere. Where I laid out this wall. So I'm going to explain it to you right now, because I'm going to give you a chance if you want to learn about this. Now, I want to say, going from 100 to 10 million wasn't as easy as you think. It took me to really figure it out, depending on how you count it, 5 to 10 years. It also cost me about 20 million bucks. Money that I made and then I reinvested to try to figure this out. To understand the inner circle. See, everybody talks about how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And there's a lot of truth to that. If you look at the statistics, most people never rise above their circumstances. But if you're stuck right now, if life isn't going well, you got a choice. You can ignore what I'm saying right now and be like, what is this inner circle stuff? And you can go back to what you've been doing. But remember what Albert Einstein said. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. If you want different results, you got to try something new. One of the people in the inner circle that I met, he told me, Tai, there's no change without a change in routine. And so I started changing my routine, changing how I think, changing how I structured my day, how I thought about money. You ever heard of that book, Think and Grow Rich? It's one of the best-selling books of all time. Hey, there's a lot of truth to that. Think and grow rich. Change how you think, you change your bank account. But here's the problem, okay? Here's you and I. We start here in life. Most humans start out a relative blank slate. You know, that's what scientists call it. We're born, kids aren't racist when they're born, kids aren't evil, you know, you're a blank slate. You've got some basic instincts, but you're a blank slate. Now, this is you as a child. As you go through life and become an adult somewhere here, okay, what happened in these years make all the difference in the world. I told you about Evan Spiegel, the founder of Snapchat, born to wealthy parents. You know what they were teaching him right here? Because trust me, his parents just didn't send him to school and never teach him anything. No, they were telling him things. And what this video is about and this presentation is about is what rich people teach their kids, what happy people teach their kids, that you and I, if you grew up like me, no one ever told you. In these formative years, when you were a blank slate, you know, Evan Spiegel's parents were teaching him stuff. Bill Gates, richest man in the world for 18 years in a row. Guess what? His dad, another rich lawyer. You know, when Bill Gates got into computers at 12 years old, he put him in a special private school. Not even a private school, a special elite, I told you, secret society school. You think kids from the inner city were going to that school? No. So Bill Gates is one of the first kids who got a computer when he was 12 years old. And this is in the 70s. So guess what? He got a head start. So all these people, as they're progressing, they are getting these little bits of knowledge, information, think and grow rich. They're being taught how to think. They're being taught what's normal, right? And they make the big bucks. And that pattern is over and over again. There are people who go from rags to riches, but it's not that many people. And I'm going to tell you why. The current educational system will not prepare you for this. And I don't even care if you go to college. But let me tell you my story. So I was born not here in Beverly Hills. A lot of people see my videos like, oh, you're from Beverly Hills, rich kid. Nope. I was born in literally the exact opposite part of town. So before I get to the educational system, let me explain. I was born in Long Beach. You probably heard about it in rap because Snoop Dogg's from Long Beach and it's next to Compton, and they always talk about Long Beach, Compton. Not the nicest part of town, okay? In fact, Long Beach Boulevard has the most murders in Los Angeles. So even in this city, about 12 million people live in this city, depending on if you count the suburbs. There's a whole inner circle of people like Evan Spiegel growing up in Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, and they're getting all these things that if you're like me, you don't get. And then of course they come out and they're all successful. And even Evan Spiegel, he gave a speech and he said, I was born white and rich and smart. And he didn't mean it in an annoying way. He was saying, I got lucky. He said, life isn't fair. But what I want to talk to you about here, I know how to even up the odds. That's what I'm going to do for you today. I'm going to show you how to even up the odds because I evened up the odds. So Long Beach, my dad was in prison. So when I was born, it was to a single mom. On my Instagram, if you see my Father's Day picture, I found one when I was like 2 years old. And my dad was on an island called Terminal Island. So I didn't have, it could have been worse, But it could have been better. My baby pictures of me and my dad, he's in prison. My mom's a single mom. She was 24 years old, you know. She didn't know much about how to take care of a kid and all this. She did her best. And so I went to public school. For the majority, I went to private school a little bit, a few years. I even did homeschool one time. My mom was like a hippie, so she wanted to try everything. Most of the years were at public school. But guess what? They didn't talk about this at all. This video, that's why I said watch this video, because I'm not going to keep it up forever. I take these videos down. I wanted to see who's interested in, like, who really can hear and understand what I'm saying, because most people can't. Most people are stupid in this world, let's be honest. Okay? So I went through that. And then, being not equipped at all, by the way, my mom got remarried, my stepdad, and he worked at the post office delivering mail. So that was good. We had a little more money coming in. They spent $200 for Christmas, they told me, and we moved into a mobile home. Most of my teenage years was in a mobile home in North Carolina. We moved from California to North Carolina. So again, I didn't grow up, Evan Spiegel was growing up in mansions in Pacific Palisades. I was growing up in a mobile home that's now smaller than my bedroom. The whole mobile home's smaller than my bedroom now. So I can tell you, I've been on both sides of the train tracks. So this is not a kid born rich trying to share, life with you. And I don't have all the answers. I'm just sharing with you what other people have taught me and what my life experience has shown me. So, mobile home, then didn't have enough money to go to college. So I didn't go to college. But what happened to me, luckily, and this is why I was saying I got good news for you. There's a way to change your life that's outside of the system. See, this system right here produces cookie cutter people that don't necessarily innovate, change the world, change our life, live a good life. Man, 80% of people who come through this system, I just read a global survey. The average person is unsatisfied with 80% of their life. What's the 3 biggest regrets? What's the 3 biggest regrets people have? I got some textbooks on psychology, and they listed the 3 biggest regrets of humans. Number 1, education. Most adults, just ask them, did you get the right education? Almost every adult you meet will be like, heck no. I learned calculus, I learned this, but I didn't learn how to buy my first home. Didn't learn how to invest in the stock market. Didn't learn how to raise your credit score. Didn't learn how to start a business. Didn't know how to create automated multiple flows of income like this rich secret society teaches their kids. No, they hate their education. Ask most people, could it have been done better? Almost 100% of people will be like, absolutely. Now, number 2, most people regret who they marry. What is it? Over 50%. I just read a statistic about 50% of couples cheat on each other. So, it's not all hunky-dory. It's not Leave It to Beaver imaginary fantasies for most people. Over 50% of people now get divorced. By the way, money is the number 1 reason people get divorced too, financial pressure. And then number 3, people regret their career. Now, here's the thing that I really want to say, because I'm not going to make this video too long. I was listening to somebody I really respect, and they said, you don't have to be perfect. They said you got to get the major things right, approximately right. You don't even have to get them perfectly right. So I realized this at some point, and this is what I did. I started traveling the world. I've been to over 40 or 50 countries. I've found about 25 millionaire mentors. Some of them are billionaires now. Another word for millionaire mentors is people in an inner circle. And I'm just going to tell you this now, from being on both sides of the train track. That inner circle exists, and people are living the best lives in the world while you're struggling. Maybe it's one of these things, maybe it's all 3. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you making enough money? Most people are broke. I got a big social media following. My Facebook pixel says 200 million people watch my Facebook videos in the last year or two. 200 million people. So I've seen, like, I can tell you that your struggle is just one of millions of people. And the bad thing is, as the world gets better and progresses and we got more technology and we got, self-driving cars and all this kind of stuff, people aren't getting any happier. Why? Because pressure and stress has actually gone up. Isn't that crazy? Technology is supposed to save us all, but it didn't. All I can tell you is, don't forget that concept. Think and grow rich. And not just money, not just this, that's one thing, but happiness. Rich in happiness, rich in love, find somebody you're really in love with. Health. I know people that are rich here, but they're so fat they're gonna die of a heart attack. I knew a guy who was worth I didn't know him well, but a friend of a friend, he's worth $2 billion, but couldn't get out of bed. He was so overweight. Would you want to be that guy? If you traded, you could have $2 billion in your bank account, but you can never use it. So you gotta get the basic things in life approximately right. Not perfect. You must get these 4 things basically right, or there's really no hope. Because trust me, I figured out how to make money, but I've done it sometimes at the expense of my happiness. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable. I've made money and not had health or love. You got to get all 4. So the way I always think about life, and only a few people in the world ever get this, it's not even the richest people. Some rich people suck. This street I live on in Beverly Hills, you have the richest people in the world living here. But I wouldn't want to be most of them. But there's a few. So what I went out and I did is I went around the world. I spent over $20 million. And I said, I got to get in this inner circle. I got to learn it firsthand. And I did it. And I'm still doing it. And it's the most mind-blowing, trippy world. Now, when I say inner circle, some people think of Illuminati, think of that. But listen, however you think about it, some of the people in the inner circle, I remember a couple months ago, I had dinner, just me and Steve Ballmer. Him and Bill Gates built Microsoft. He's worth $32 billion. As I sat there at dinner, just me and him, private dinner for an hour, talking to him, I realized, dude, this guy's in a secret society. He was telling me things that I can't even say in this video. One of the rules of being in a secret society I've learned is, if you tell everybody everything, especially other people's stuff, they'll stop talking to you. So I want to say, I just about done writing a book. This is a pre-order copy. And I'm going to reveal about 90% of the inner circle. There's stuff that I cannot reveal. There's names that I cannot reveal. There's techniques that I cannot reveal. But what I'm going to give you is what you have never learned in school about making money, about how to buy your first home, how to get out of debt, how to use your credit cards correctly to build credit, how to flip. You can flip stuff on credit cards. I started with $100 and I built businesses and income way over 10 million bucks a year. That's a lot. No one in my family ever even made, I don't think anyone in my family ever made 100 grand. I'm gonna show you how to do it in this book. Now, here's the deal. As kind of a condition for me sharing this stuff, because remember I told you I got like 25 people that I learned this from that are in inner circles in different parts of the world. Well, if I came out and put this book in Barnes & Noble and Amazon, they would not be happy. Like I said, it's not an official inner circle where you have a membership card, but it's kind of like that. And people watch. So I decided I'm not going to put this book on Amazon. I'm not going to put this book. You can only get it directly from me. And on top of that, so you can only buy it from me. That's number one. Number two, the stuff that's in the book is too powerful to just hand off to people. So I created a guided online program that goes along with it. a guided online program. So I'm not letting anybody just have the book. Man, it's like Harry Potter. You just give somebody a book of spells, they're gonna go off and mess up the world. You gotta give some guidance. So I'm gonna put a button below. You click this button. Now here's the deal. When you click this button, if the next page says wait list, that means that the limited pre-order printing of this book is already sold out, okay? And for whatever reason, the video is still running. So it'll have a place you can put your email address. Don't call my office or email my customer support. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. People are like, hey, I'm like, I told you it's a limited run, so if you procrastinate, this book will probably be gone and you won't get access to any of this, okay? If you're overly skeptical, you don't think this will work, you think it's some kind of scam, please don't buy it. I do not care. I already seen it with my own eyes, and if you see my social media, you'll know that there's something going on there, you know? People are like, oh, how do you have Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce and houses around the world and all this stuff? And I'm like, well, somebody showed me. The inner circle showed me. And some people say, oh, well, does that mean you're this rich, snobby elite? No, because I remember where I came from. You always remember where you come from. So I've helped people, and that's what I'm doing right now. So if you're interested and you click this link, the next page, you'll see everything. Now, people said, one of the number one questions when I mention this is, how much is it? How much should you charge? Here's the deal. This stuff cost me over $20 million of my own money. I had to reinvest my own money, over $20 million to learn, and 5 or 10 years of my life. So I should charge $1 million, but you know, I remember where I came from. When I was starting out, I didn't even have $1,000. I had around $100. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna charge, obviously, $1 million. I'm not gonna charge 10,000 or 1,000. I'm not even gonna charge 100. I'm like, if you click the link, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see it's way under $100. Why? Because I'm not greedy. But then people say, well, why don't you give it away free? I've already tried that before. First of all, a lot of problems with free. Number one, you get people who aren't serious. You know. Number two, it's not fair. When you go to Starbucks, do you ask for free coffee or Subway? Well, if you think what I put in this book isn't more valuable than a Starbucks, you know, the average person spends almost $100 a month on Starbucks. This is way more valuable than Starbucks. So, number two, is not fair. And number three, when you don't pay for something, people don't pay attention to it. I've done that before. So I'm like, and as I told you, I don't want everybody to have this book. So I'm like, I'll put a little price on it, and that'll get rid of all the non-serious people. So if you're actually serious, okay, how it works, you click the link, and you're gonna get access to the book. And you're gonna get access to the guided online program. It's basically just like, because the book you're not gonna get right away because I gotta ship it to you because it's easy to measure. You don't only wanna improve your income, but I'll tell you this, you don't have enough money, everything else goes to hell. You know, like I said, number one cause of loss of love, divorce, financial problems. One of the number one reasons, why do people commit suicide a lot? Go broke, you got a family to take care of, people go crazy, blow their brains out, man. Why? When you are broke, you don't worry about going to the gym. You can't even afford the gym, and all you're doing is working 3 jobs. I've done that before. I'm gonna show you how to get out of that. So, as you get into this inner circle, you're gonna be able to access it on your phone. You're gonna get a special password protected login. Do not share this. I got a system to track it. If you share it, we'll kick you out, okay? So don't do it. This is, you know, gentleman or gentlewoman's word of honor. Okay, this is for you. If your friends wanna get in, they can watch this video, and if there's any copies left, they can get in. They can get the book and the online program. So you click it, and now here's how it works. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks free, because the online program, I forgot one third thing. And there's gonna be live coaching once a week, okay? And it's either me or other people that I consider in this inner circle teaching you. So you're gonna get 3 things, okay? Now here's how it'll work. You're gonna get these 2 immediately. all right? And the live coaching, I'm going to give you 2 weeks of it free. 2 weeks of it free. If at any time, if you want to stay in it, then it's just a monthly fee, like a membership fee. But you don't have to. I know some people freak out about monthly fees. People pay for freaking Netflix. They don't complain. But people are too stupid to invest in their own brain. So, like I said, at any time you can come to the website. If you don't want to be in the live ongoing coaching, okay, then you don't even have to call in or email in. You just, at 3 in the morning, you can go on the website, click cancel, and we will not bill you. There's no tricky billing, nothing like that. I'm telling you, this is all up front. Okay, this inner circle is not my main source of income, so I'm not trying to do this to be greedy or something like that. Make the maximum. If I could charge so much more. I just had people in my house came for one day, business people that paid me $10,000 just to be here, just for an afternoon, you know? Well, more than that. I mean, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be here for a short period of time. Because this stuff works. When you click the next page, they'll have testimonials of people who have done this. In fact, it was funny. I'll read you something today. This is a guy who worked for me. And literally, I'm going to pull up my WhatsApp here. This is what he said. He said, to be honest, you 100% changed my life. I have to say, damn man, you know how to invest in people. I literally have never known what or how I was going to provide for my kids and family, but you made it happy. Now we're making over $24,000 a month. Making a lot more money now on his own than when he was working for me. I've seen this. I've had over 200 million people follow my stuff. I'm at about 1 billion minutes of Facebook and YouTube videos, but none of that covers this stuff. Because as I told you, 2 rules in the inner circle: don't teach everybody, because most people aren't ready to learn. Alan Nation used to tell me, don't try to teach a pig to fly. You can't do it, and it bothers the pig. A lot of people out there have a pig mentality. They're ignorant. So, and the number 2 thing is, I told you, if I tell every secret to too many people, the people in the inner circle will stop talking to me. That's straight up. If you're a business person, you understand that. If you have dinner with a whole bunch of smart multimillionaire, billionaire businessmen, and they start telling you, oh, this is the connection I use, this bank I use, this finance investment that I'm going into, and you go and you put it on your Instagram, you think next time you go to dinner they're going to talk to you? They might invite you to dinner, but they're just going to shake your hand and say, oh, hey, how are you? They're not going to open up. So that's why I said the one rule is you can't share this stuff. This is the opposite of most businesses, you know. They're like, because this isn't really a business for me. Like, or else I'd tell you, go tell all your friends so we get free viral marketing. I don't care about that. In fact, I always tell people, one of my goals right now, and I've been working on it since last October, you've seen that movie 300? Here's my goal. Take 300 people from rags to riches, okay? In their own way. Like I said, this guy worked for me making $24,000 a month. I started on it. I've already been flying people in and these are people I never even met before. 2 kids here a few weeks ago making $212,000 a month drop shipping on Facebook because of what they learned from me. It's part of the inner circle, how to do Facebook, how to do social media, you know. That's important. How to build your own business, how to read people, how to business network, how to keep bad people out, good people in. That's the keys to life. How to focus, daily routine. I'm going to show you all that in this book, this guided online program, and if you want to stay in, because some of you's life's messed up. I'm going to be honest. There was a time in my life when my life was totally messed up. It was about close to suicidal. I wouldn't say fully suicidal, but messed up. You know, my dad was married 6 times, my mom was married twice, went through hell at home, did not have that happy of a childhood really at all, or even teenage years. And so if your life's really messed up, that's why I made this ongoing coaching once a week. Some of you might need to be on it for a year, and some of you are going to change your life today. Depends on where you are, how complicated things are in your situation. The inner circle will unravel the problems, but some of you got more problems than others. Just be honest. I'm not an optimist or a pessimist, I'm a realist. If your life's more effed up than the average, you got more to fix. But the good news is I have never seen somebody who has the correct mindset and then puts it in action without procrastinating. I've never seen this stuff not work. Not once. I've seen it not work, but as inevitably someone's lazy, procrastinate. But if you are lazy and procrastinate, this guided online program is the easiest thing you've ever done. You spend 5, 10, 15 minutes a day on your phone when you're on your way to work or school, listening to this stuff. You can just lay back and let it absorb. You can listen to it for a few times. Then this will hold you accountable right here. This will keep you motivated, a group of people. And there's one more bonus I'm going to put in. I created a special system, a private group, kind of like private Facebook groups, but I call it a tribe. And I'm going to give you access to that so that you have a whole group of people, the other people that I let in. And that group of people will help you. You can ask them questions, you can meet them, a whole new social circle. This is a whole world I told you I'm exposing you to. I'm pulling back the curtain on a whole new world that we should have been shown a long time ago. So I hope you'll change your life. You know, for those of you ready to go, click the link below. I believe things happen for a reason. You've watched this video for a reason. You know, I always find life is like a crossroads. Life's like a crossroads, you know, and you're here. And most people, they go this way when they should have gone that way. And once you get off the wrong, you get on the wrong track, boy, your life should have ended up over here. But that one wrong decision, that one moment of procrastination, everything changes. You're at the crossroads right now. Things happen for a reason. Like I said, if you're skeptical, don't do it. I don't care. I honestly don't. I was taught by the inner circle, care about those people who have the same mindset as you and forget the rest. You can't fix everything. I know that's a little harsh, but it's true. It's not ruthless, it's true. Find the people who are on the same wavelength as you. If you're on this wavelength, you understand what I'm saying. You realize, just drive around your city. You know, Mark Cuban was over here, the billionaire. It's worth $3 billion, Shark Tank star. And he told me, Tai, when he was in I think it was in Dallas or one of the cities in Texas he grew up. When he was poor, he said, I used to get in my car and drive around to the other side of town, the other neighborhoods. And that began to help me change my mindset. And then he met different people who helped him. That's the inner circle. It's a group of people in every main city, every big city in the world, even small towns sometimes, depending on how small your town is. And they know stuff. I know those people. Not every one of them, but I'm fortunate enough to know a lot of them. I got the secrets. Let me ship you this book. Let me give you the guided stuff. Let me give you the live online coaching if you need it and get you as a part of this new tribe, this new world, okay? So that you will go the right way. And remember, the fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. Most people's life just ends up, and you know what? They're unhappy and broke. That's basically the whole world. But the inner circle, they get it. So, that's about all I got to say. Click the link. The next page will explain every detail and shipping and all that kind of stuff. And then once you go through that and you get in, you'll immediately get access. I'll show you some other stuff that we've got for those of you super interested. There's always people who are like, Tai, I want more. So I've got some other stuff. And then you'll be right in the Guide Inner Circle, changing your life for the next 5 minutes as quickly as you can click this link below and be entering your info. So, yeah, I hope this helps. And I'll have to be sending you one of these packages soon. All right? Talk to you soon.